Okay, Camaro fans, we're going to be looking today at a beautiful Norwood, Ohio produced 67 Camaro SS in gold, multiple AACA winner. First year for the Camaro. And this is the SS model. And remember, these cars debuted with the all new 350 small block engine, which was not available until all the other cars for the following year, but was debuted solely for the new Camaro model, which debuted in '67 here. So you're looking at a supremely finely done car, and it has quite a story to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the owner, Randy. And Randy, can you give us a quick synopsis on the story of this car, how you came across it, and the lady's name?
The original owner was Virginia Landsberg. Car was dropped to Anderson Motor Car at Marietta, Georgia, the first week of March of '67, and she purchased it the first week of April of '67, and continued ownership. Her or her family, they think she passed away and the car had sat for years. And in '83, the family took it back to the original dealership, thinking of trading it in. The dealership did a lot of business with a woman named Gertrude Coble. She was a local drag racer, kind of a legend. She had a stable of Camaros. She had at least one of every generation at that time. And they called her and said, "We have a car I think you might be interested in." So she went, met with the owners, purchased the car in 1983. Just parked it in her personal garage, and at a point in middle of the '80s, she painted it black and called it Blackie. So it was just a Sunday driver type.
So a driver for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then in '92, she knew a guy from the drag strip that did swap meets, and he also restored Camaros. She called him and said, "Would you want that old car Blackie?" He said, "Yeah, I think I will." He flew to Marietta, drove it back to West Virginia. He was going to resto mod it and he started on it in '93. He said it was too correct not to put it back to the right color and do it back right. He said it wasn't a horror story. He goes, "I just freshened it up, repainted it, rebuilt things that had sat for years." And then he sold it to Matt Day, and he had it, just to show it for some years. And then he came down to take it to Barrett Jackson, pulled up to my company to park his truck there, and had that on it. And I purchased it before it went there. That was in Friday the 13th.
So you intercepted it on its way to auction, and you bought it.
Friday the 13th of 2004 in February, which
Fantastic.
I say is my lucky day.
Yes.
And so I've continued ownership since then.
Yep. And I know how many times you won the AACA here with this car. It is truly amazing. Yeah. And then can you tell us real quick the story you told me? You had this car, I think, down in Port Charlotte.
Yes.
And this lady walks up. Can you tell everybody what?
The first year I had it, and probably only had it a couple of months. I hadn't done the biography on it, and I'm at a big show in Port Charlotte, and a woman kept looking at the car intensely, like something's up. So I said, "Hey, did you have one of these or something?" She goes, "No." She goes, "This looks just like a car that an older lady was selling a house in Georgia, and I was a real estate agent there. And when you opened the garage, she said, "This car looked like this." She goes, "It wasn't this shiny and everything," which was in the early mid '80s before it got painted black. And I said, "Well, this was in Marietta, Georgia." She said, "Oh my God, that's where I was at." She goes, "This has to be that car." So now we're, 600 miles from Georgia, and it's now 2003 or 2004. So there's been a few things where that connection to Gertrude Coble has come up
Yeah.
over the years.
And that lady recognized the
she
car.
recognized it because she just said,
Wow.
it was so odd. I looked at her. She goes, and then I told her that she had a whole warehouse full of Camaros. So I said, that wasn't that unusual for her. But she said in those days, you know, for a lady to have, you know, a car, and she was actually selling the house.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, that's a hell of a story. And the color of this is called what?
Granada Gold.
Tornado Gold?
Granada.
Oh, Granada Gold. Okay. Yes. And clean, neat as a pin, beautiful. And the paint and body are still absolutely stellar after what, how many years now?
This was painted in 94.
94? This car was painted. Outstanding.
That's when all of it was done in 94.
Yes, okay. Well, you know, whoever did it, they did one heck of a job, and you know it was a solid car because there is zero pop on this car. It's got the upgrade interior, as you can see, with the individual buckets. And yes, console 4-speed, gauges, dash, steering wheel are perfect. And look at that vinyl top, how nice that car is. Leaves nothing to the imagination is why this is a constant AACA winner. And again, this car featured the all-new 350 engine. And then also, this particular model proved to be the Trans Am champion, 67 and 69, with the Z28s based on the new Camaros. So Randy, I want to thank you for sharing the story on this beautiful car.
Thanks, Matt.
And
Appreciate it.
You should be very proud to have a vehicle with such good history.
I'm just lucky.
Yep. All right, there you go, Camaro fans. This is Gause Garage from the AACA meet here at Ideal Classic Cars in South Venice. Thank you very much.